got that yummy, yum, that yummy, yum, that yummy, yummy. Yeah, you got that yummy, yum, that yummy.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be baking. As you guys can tell by the title, we're baking with Chrissy. I have not done a video like this yet. I have not done any like cooking or baking videos, but I definitely like want to get into it because like I love to cook. I cook so much. So if you guys have anything you guys want to see me cook, leave a comment down below. But yeah, I've been wanting to kind of like do videos like this. I just never did. So we're going to start off with some cookies today. So if you guys want to see what kind of cookies I'm going to bake, make sure you guys keep on watching. If you guys have not yet subscribed to be part of the CHRISSY crew, hit that subscribe button down below. Give this video a thumbs up and let's get right into it. We're going to be making some cowboy cookies today. It's been such a long time since I made these cookies, like literally years. And my niece, I haven't seen her in a while because of like COVID and just things. So she loves these cookies. So I want to surprise her with these cookies because I just haven't made it, and it's like a little connection that we have. And yeah, so I just want to make these cookies for her. So I'm going to show you guys like all the ingredients that are needed for the cookies. I actually found this recipe, just like a little backstory. I found this recipe in this cookie book that I had. I think my mom bought me the book. I don't really remember where I got it from, but it's this cookie book that I had, and it had like so many different recipes in it. And I think one day we were like going, like I was like looking through the book. I don't know if I was doing it with her or just like on my own, but we found this cookie. It was called the Cowboy Cookies, and I'm probably sure like it was something that I wanted to make just because like I usually bake stuff that I want to eat. So it's basically like a chocolate chip oatmeal pecan cookie with coconuts. So it's like has oatmeal in it. It has chocolate chips, pecans, coconut shreds, I think brown sugar. I don't really remember. I'm gonna go through the recipe and show you guys. So yeah, it's just like a really good cookie. I love chocolate chip cookies. I love oatmeal cookies. I hate raisins though, so I don't like them with raisins. I love like pumpkin chocolate chips. So this cookie has like, and I love coconut too. I really love coconut. So this recipe has pretty much everything that I like in it, especially oatmeal. I love oatmeal like flavored things for some reason. So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys the ingredients and everything, and we're gonna get right into it. These are all the ingredients I need: salt, vanilla extract, white sugar, old-fashioned oats. Has to be Quaker oats. If you're not using Quaker oats, what are you doing? Brown sugar, light brown sugar, pecans, coconut shreds. I use sweetened. You can use unsweetened also. 2 eggs, chocolate chips. I do semi-sweet milk chocolate, or what is this? Semi-sweet. I don't know if that's milk chocolate, but it's semi-sweet. Some flour, some room temperature butter, and some baking powder. I decided to do this last minute, so my butter is not room temperature yet. So I'm actually gonna make this like a double whammy video, and I'm gonna cook with you guys also and cook my dinner. So today we're making shepherd's pie. I'll show you guys those ingredients, but this is the ingredients here. I also did bake earlier today. Don't mind my mess, don't mind this cake. So I am selling tres leche cakes and coquitos for the holidays. If you guys are in New York and want to purchase from me, hit me up, leave a comment down below so I can get your info. This cake here, it looks like this because I had some extra batter and I wanted to test out a pumpkin recipe that I have. So I tested it out, and as you can see, I loved it because I ate the whole middle. It was so moist and so delicious. But that's why those look like that here. This is for tomorrow, which today is Friday, so this is for Saturday. So tomorrow it'll have like the complete look of it, tres leche cake. But yeah, this is all the ingredients for the cowboy cookie cake. So I'm gonna let this get room temperature and let's go into dinner tonight. Before I get into dinner, I just wanted to show you guys my coquito bottles. So this is how it's packaged. This one is a traditional coquito flavor, and this doesn't have liquor in it, but they do come with liquor. I use Bacardi Gold, and I also sell them in pumpkin caramel flavor and Nutella. So this is just the bottle so you guys can see. And okay, let's get into it. So as I mentioned, we're making shepherd's pie today. So for shepherd's pie, you need potatoes. If you guys don't know what shepherd's pie is, I'll leave like a little picture, but you guys will see it at the end. But basically it's like a mashed potato lasagna kind of thing with cheese. So you need potatoes. I use fresh potatoes. I don't know if you can use box. I don't know if it's going to be sturdy enough, but these are fresh potatoes. I'm going to peel these and boil them. Of course, you need your ground beef, cheddar cheese. You can use any kind of cheese. I usually use cheddar and like white cheddar, or sometimes I'll put some mozzarella. I have some garlic paste here, which this is the first time I'm using this brand. Normally I use this brand, but as you guys can see, this is ginger and garlic, and I didn't realize it was ginger and garlic. And I'm cooking one day and I keep tasting ginger. I made like steak and I'm like, why does this taste like ginger? Even when I was cooking, it smelled like ginger. So I was like, why does this taste like ginger? And then the next time I used it, I looked, I'm like, oh, because it's fucking ginger and garlic paste. So I'm not going to be using this anymore. So I had to buy this. This one I used yesterday, it's okay. I definitely like this brand better and the consistency of this one, but for purposes, we're going to use this. So I just wanted to show you guys this because this is great. And then I use sofrito. Usually I get mine made also from my boyfriend's grandmother, Angel's grandmother. She makes it for me most of the time, but I don't have anymore. So I'm using this Goya one, which is good. I use Accent, and I just started using this actually, and it's pretty good. It like kind of livens up the flavors in the food. I use parsley, garlic powder, fresh garlic, what you guys see right over there, some oregano and some adobo. I'm gonna get my potatoes peeled and chopped up. You guys see all my ingredients now. Once I get that done, I will get back to you guys and we'll go ahead and start cooking. I also forgot to mention we need tomato sauce. Like, hello, we need some sauce in this. So I just wanted to show you guys how I chop my potatoes. I still have to chop all of these and probably some more, but for this, when I make this, I do chop them in a bit thicker, like not thicker, but like larger chunks, because I don't want my potatoes to be like super mashed. I said I want them to be like, I need the consistency a little bit thicker because it has to hold up like all the meat and cheese. So I don't cut them like really small, but when I do make like regular mashed potatoes, I definitely cut them in like smaller cubes so that when they boil, first of all, they boil faster. Because they're cut up so small, they boil way quicker, and it's easier for me to mash them up when they're smaller. But because, like I said, I want this to be like more heavier, more like sturdy, I cut them in like more thicker cubes so that they have like some chunks in it and some hold. Okay, so I'm sorry if this angle is weird. I literally have my phone, because I record on my phone, in my cabinet. Let me show you. I have my cabinet open, and I literally have my phone right there to try to get like a good angle so that I can talk to you guys while I'm doing all this and like kind of explaining what I'm doing. Like I said, I'm chopping up the potatoes and finishing these up. But about this shepherd pie, so if you guys, well, you guys probably don't know me, some of you may know me, who knows, but I went to school for hospitality management. Like, I just always loved to cook and I love to bake. Like back in the day, ending in high school, like I became like obsessed with baking. So I wanted to go to like baking school initially, and my mom's like, no, you can't go to baking school, like you got to go to regular school. So we kind of like agreed on a college that has like both aspects. So I went to City Tech in downtown Brooklyn. If you guys are from New York, it's New York City College of Technology, and they have a hospitality program there where, you know, they teach you cooking, baking, hotel management, catering stuff, a whole bunch of shit. Honestly, like I learned a lot there. And I'm sorry if this is like dark here, but it's 6 o'clock and it's starting to get dark now, and I don't really have a lot of lighting here, so we're just gonna have to deal with it. But yeah, so like I've always been into baking and cooking and everything, and every year for like Thanksgiving, when I go to my family's house, or like this shepherd's pie here is a common thing that I make at home. I don't make it like too often, but I do make it enough because like it's just like so good and so quick and eat. I wouldn't say it's quick, but it's easy. But definitely for my family, like for Thanksgiving, this is something that I always bring. Like, people love my shepherd's pie. The first time I had shepherd's pie was years ago, and I've never seen this before, and I was just so amazed when the person was making it. It was an old friend of mine, and I was just like, I have to eat that. Like, I have to try that. And the first day I made it, like, it was fucking delicious. So it's definitely like one of my signature dishes that I do like to make. And it's also something that I like to make because I can eat it the next day. Like, me and Angel are not big like leftover people besides like Thanksgiving food, but shepherd's pie is like definitely like a leftover meal for us. Like, we'll eat this again the next day or like later on in the day. And I'm sorry that my eyes are like to the other side, like over here, because I keep looking at myself instead of looking at the lens, so that's why my eyes are like going crazy. But yeah, so this is definitely like a signature dish for me. I do like to make it, and I always it's just always so good. It's so cheesy and like mashed potato-y, and like it's amazing. So I have my oven right now preheating on 400. And I usually like do a lot of my cooking at 400, between like 350 400, but for this, the oven portion, you only need it at the end when you like make your layers and everything and put your cheese on. So I just have it preheating, which I really don't even have to do that right now because it's a little hot. So let me turn it off. Go ahead. Well, these are already cut now. I'm gonna add some ice cold water. Not ice cold, but it's cold water. If you guys don't know, when you boil potatoes, it always should be in cold water. Like, put the potatoes in first, then the cold water, add some salt, and then boil them. I don't know why they taught us this in school, and I learned this too when I was younger. So I don't know why that's a thing, but you should always be boiling your potatoes in cold water. So I just boiled, I put them in the water now, put some salt in it. I'm gonna put it on like medium. I like to boil them on high heat because it's just faster. Like I feel like it cooks faster because the heat is like higher. You can do medium heat like if you're not in a rush or anything. I'm not really in a rush because I still have to bake and everything, but you know, put it high, put it whatever you want. Right, so we got the fire on. I'm gonna put this fire on like medium. I think that's medium. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Put on medium. This is the potatoes in the back. This is how it looks. I hope this is enough. We'll find out. And I always cover them to kind of let them boil faster. But I put my heat on. We have the ground beef here. And dump it in. It's so hard to cook and record. And then take my spatula and just kind of like mash it up a little bit. I let it cook for a few minutes, but I tend to like mash it up very quickly just so that it can like start cooking up. I like to make sure like there's not big chunks. I like my chopped meat to be very like chopped and well done. So I'm actually gonna let this brown and then we're gonna drain it out and start adding our seasoning. All right guys, so meat is browned and now strained. There is still a little bit of juice in there, but that's okay. We're gonna go in with sofrito here. So I just broke a piece so that I can put it in the middle. I have these 2 garlic cloves, these huge ones. I forgot to mention, oh shit. I forgot to mention that I'm going to be using sazon, which I'm going to end up having to use a new package because I just fucking spilled it all. We have the oregano, garlic, and parsley. What I like to do is I'll put the sofrito in the middle. Like I'll make a little hole, put the sofrito in the middle, let it like burn out, put some fresh garlic. I actually use this little grater to grate my garlic. It's like super easy because I don't have like this fancy garlic masher. I'm going to go in with some oregano. Let me use my good hand. I don't measure this out either. I literally just go by eye and I go around in this circle here, so you see how it's circular. Take my garlic, go around in my garlic. I actually put a lot of garlic because I love garlic. I forgot to put the paste in, so we'll put the paste in a minute. This is my parsley. Actually, parsley I like to use with the more bigger hole, so let's go with some parsley. I ran out of parsley this week, and let me tell you, I definitely tasted a difference in my food and not having it. Like, it really made me sad that I didn't have it. Now we're going to go in with this garlic paste. I'm just going to put a little bit in the middle on top. You see the consistency? It's like a clear white, and I don't like that. The other garlic that I use is definitely, like, more thicker. But then I just go in and mix it all up, make sure everything is coated and, like, seasoned. I forgot to add adobo. I have to add adobo, so we're going to just put a little bit around there. And as I was saying, I didn't put any salt because the adobo is salty. And then with like the potatoes, I'm going to add like some cheese and stuff in it. It's going to make it a bit more saltier. And then Angel puts salt on everything, so I try not to use too much salt just because like he's just going to add more salt to it. So I mix that up good. Then I take my tomato sauce. I don't use the whole can. I just pour some in just to give it some juice. Mix that up, and then once I see like how that looks, if it's too thick, I'm gonna add which it is a bit too thick, so I'm gonna add in some more sauce. So after I add the rest of the sauce in, that's it for the meat. It's seasoned, it's ready to go. I'm just waiting now on the potatoes. So once the potatoes are done, I will show you guys like how it looks. No, no. My dog always likes to eat whatever drops. So after I finish, you know, with the potatoes and mashing them, I will show you guys how I put it all together. And then so the rest of the sauce is added. Just want to show you guys really quick. This is how it should look. It should look juicy, flavorful. Like it should look mouth-watering, delicious. This is the potatoes boiling up. Probably need like 10 more minutes. I'm just gonna let this sit here, clean up this mess here. My butter is actually pretty much room temperature already, so I can technically like start getting everything together. So that's actually what I'm gonna do. Measure out everything, put them all together on the table, and then I'm either gonna get back to you guys when I'm starting to bake or see what's first. I'm gonna measure out all the ingredients for the cookies. It is getting like dark outside, as you guys can see. It's dark out now. It's 6:25, so my lighting may be like a little crazy, but meat is done. Everything is room temperature, ready for the cookies. So like I said, I'm gonna measure all that out. And then once I'm done, I will get back to you guys, show you how much of everything that you need, and then we can hopefully start baking. So I'll be back. All right, so the potatoes are done. I strained them already. You guys can see they're nice and soft. These are golden potatoes, by the way, and they actually are very soft. Like, they cook very quickly, and they're very like easy to handle. So they're good for mashed potatoes, especially. I'm gonna put in my mashed potatoes a little bit of salt, some Parmesan cheese shredded. Amazing. I love adding these to my mashed potatoes. Black pepper, parsley, garlic, and some butters. All right, so I added all the seasonings in. I just wanted to show you guys like how much. I don't add any milk because, like I said earlier, I don't want this to be like fully mashed. I want it to be chunky. So this is basically what I add into it, and I'm just gonna mix it up, and then we're gonna get to plating. Before you're plating for your trays, you want to use either aluminum tray or a glass tray. It could be square, it could be round. I have square, so I'm gonna use this this glass here. It's like a pack of 4. I don't want to say pack because it's like, you know, heavy duty, but it's a Pyrex thing. It's 4 of them. So I have 2 of these size. This is the smallest size. Then I have one that's a little bit bigger and one that's larger. So I'm gonna use a smaller one because it's just me and Angel. So like I don't need a big tray. I don't have to like feed a lot of people. And that's also like how you base on how much potatoes and stuff you need. So if you're doing a big tray, you want to make sure you use a lot more potatoes. So this is the fun part. We're gonna use this tray. You guys see I got my cheese here. Let me put that in the sink. I like to clean as I go. I'm gonna take a spatula, and this is the hard part. Woo. Put it right in here. And with this, I'm probably gonna take a little bit more. With this, after I put it in the tray, we're gonna just spread it out. When you spread it out, you don't want to do like a too thin of a layer. You want to make sure like it's a nice layer, but you also need to make sure you have enough potatoes. So I think this is enough for the top. I'm just gonna add just a little bit more because I feel like you can use some more in the corner spaces, but you don't have to like OD unless like you have like a large tray that you want to do. But nice and smooth. Then take my cheese, grate it up, and we're gonna layer some cheese on it. I love cheese. Angel's not too big of a fan of like so much cheese, so I try not to put like a lot of cheese, but I love cheese. So we're gonna layer that here. Then we're gonna take our meat, and my potatoes finished probably like 2 minutes after I finished my potatoes. I checked it and it was already done. So that was a little messy. Got a little on the side. And take the same spatula, and we're just gonna smooth it around, you know, make it even. See where more meat needs to be spread out, if it needs to go in the corners, all that good stuff. You want to make sure it's good. And of course, next, some more cheese. Like I said before, I like to use like mozzarella also, or like Monterey Jack. I like to have like white and orange cheeses, but I only had cheddar today and I didn't want to go to the store. I just went food shopping and I still didn't get everything I need. So we're gonna do that. Then we're gonna take the rest of the potatoes, pile it right on top, and smooth it out. And sometimes I do underestimate how much potatoes I need, and I won't have like a lot for the top, but you don't really need too much. You just want to make sure, you know, you smooth it out and there's potatoes all over. So I don't have any more potatoes, and that's okay. I pretty much made like just enough, and then more cheese to top it off. So let me just show you guys quickly the layering of this. Like, what? Like, look at the meat there. You don't see the cheese, but there's cheese there. Then you got the other meat layer, then the potato layer, then the cheese layer. Like, this is why I said it's like a mashed potato lasagna, because of all the layers and just the deliciousness. And guys, I am a messy cook, so like, I really don't care what you guys say. I'm gonna clean it up, but like, just look at that. I'm gonna put that in the oven for probably like maybe like 15 minutes. You wanna leave it until the cheese is melted and until the top has like a nice like little crispiness to it, like not where it's burnt and the cheese is dry, but where the cheese is like gooey and like just crispy and nice. So I'm gonna put this, it's in 400-degree oven, like I said, for like 15 minutes, and then it'll be all good to go. All right guys, so this is the final result for the shepherd's pie. You guys see all that like juice bubbling, the cheese is melted. You can't see the cheese melted there, but this is how it looks when it's finished pretty much. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching me make this delicious thing, and once I cut into it I will show you guys a piece of it also. But this is the finished product. This is how it should look, nice and layered, nice and clean and delicious. I had to put the flash on because like, what? Do you guys see that? And do you see why I said you have to have the potatoes a little bit more sturdy? Because like, look at all this gooiness. If you have like super mashed potatoes, like it's not gonna hold up. So there's always some that's gonna fall out, and I just add it right on top. This dish is not supposed to be clean, but like, look, Oh my gosh. Delicious. Now is I am gonna toast some pecans. I do have already most of the stuff prepped. I didn't realize I needed a cup of butter, so I had to take another stick out, so I'm letting that get to room temperature. But I have everything measured besides my baking soda, my baking powder and my salt and my vanilla extract. But I have everything else together, so once it's get room temperature, I'm actually gonna eat really quick. Once I'm done eating, this should be good, and we will get right into the cookies. Lastly, before we move on to the baking section, which this video was supposed to be a baking video and just turned into a whole like cooking session, my shepherd's pie is super plain. It's very seasoned and very flavorful, but you can add so much more stuff to it. Typically people add carrots, peas, corn, things like that. You can definitely add that if you feel that you want to have it. I personally don't like adding those into mine. I am not a big vegetable person. Maybe one day I'll add corn, but like I really don't need those vegetables. But you're more than welcome to add whatever else in here that you like. Onions, peppers, like I said, peas, carrots, corn, whatever you want. So I just wanted to throw that out there. And now let's get into the baking. So I'm going to show you guys what I did. I actually condensed everything to make it a lot more simpler. So let me show you what I have. So I made it simpler so that I can just kind of make it simpler. So here we have 2 sticks of butter, which is a cup of butter, a cup of brown sugar, and a cup of white sugar. We're going to cream that together. After we cream that, we're going to add the eggs. So we have 2 eggs and a teaspoon of vanilla. I always add just a little bit more. In here I have I didn't measure these besides the chocolate chips because I want it to be like nice and chunky. So I have some pecans in here, I have the coconuts, and then I have the chocolate chips on the bottom. I'm gonna mix that up. And then in here I have 3 cups of oats, I have 2 cups of flour, I have a half a teaspoon of salt, and a half a teaspoon of baking soda. Also, I lied, I used baking powder, not baking soda, baking powder. All right, so we just finished creaming the butter and sugar together. It is very, look at this. Ugh. It is very, very important. Look, I have sugar and butter everywhere. It's very, very important to have your butter room temperature. One of my sticks was like still a bit cold, so when I was creaming them together, it was a little bit hard. It's definitely really hard too with a hand mixer. I use a hand mixer, as you guys can see back there. I use a hand mixer, so it's a lot harder. When you use a stand mixer, it's so much easier, so much more cleaner. I literally have sugar everywhere. So I'm going to show you guys what it looks. I didn't add the eggs in yet. I wanted to show you guys what it means to cream. It does look a bit different than normal, just because you would use a paddle for this rather than a whisk with your stand mixer. But because I'm using a hand mixer, it's more like chunky looking. But I'm going to show you guys how it looks when you kind of like scrape down the sides and everything. So it does look gritty. It does look kind of like chunky. Not sure if it's because of like I said, the hand mixer, or because my butter was a little bit cold. But this is basically how it should look. When I add the eggs, which I'm going to do next, it's going to give it a more softer look, more silky kind of look. It's also going to fluff up. So when we add the eggs, we're going to add it and mix it in until this mixture is more light and fluffy looking, where it's like kind of like cloudy. I really should have had my flash on this whole time when I did this, but whatever. Anyway, this is how it looks when you after you add the eggs and the vanilla. This is light and fluffy. It says mixed to light and fluffy. So this is what you get. It's still a little gritty because of course it's brown sugar, regular sugar, and you know, you see there's some sugar particles in there, but that's okay. I mean, it's gonna melt down when you bake it. Of course, you always want to make sure, like I mentioned, you scrape down your sides, because just in case there's any batter left over that didn't get mixed in, you want to make sure everything is mixed in well. So I really don't know yet if I'm going to do it with the hand mixer when I add in the flour, or if I'm gonna add in the flour and mix it by hand, if that makes sense. Like, instead of using that mixer, I don't know if I'm gonna use that, and I'll just use my hand, only because this shit is messy with the hand mixer. Let me fucking tell you, it is messy. So I feel like with the mixer, it's gonna like go everywhere, whereas if I fold it in, I might be able to control it a little bit better. So we'll see. I'm gonna do it by hand first. I guess I'll do it by hand first, regular hand, my hand, and then if it's not mixing well, and like if it's not incorporating well enough, then I'll go in with the hand mixer. It is best obviously to use a stand mixer. My stand mixer's at my mom's house, so I don't have that, but we're gonna work it out and see. So as I mentioned, I'm gonna go in and do all this now, and then once the batter is done, I will come back and show you guys, and then we'll go ahead and bake finally. All right guys, so this is how the batter looks. I actually ended up mixing it with my hand at first, and it did really well, and then I went in with the mixer just to to see how it was, and it wasn't too bad. So I hand mixed it, then I did a little bit of mix. I added in the chocolate chips, pecans, and the coconuts. It's a nice like chunky cookie dough, as you guys can see. It looks so good. You want to make sure you really incorporate this really well. So I have my baking sheet pan lined up. I'm going to scoop some on to the rack. I have my oven preheated. Just want to show you guys, look how much we ate because we're fucking fat. But I'm gonna go ahead and scoop this. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna use yet to scoop it out. I'm probably gonna use like one of my bigger spoons and just like measure it that way, because I don't have like a cookie scooper or ice cream scooper or anything like that. But I'm gonna go ahead and do that, see how many I can fit on the pan with my baking sheet, and then we're gonna just get them baked off. So excited. This looks delicious. It looks so heavenly and so chunky and so good. So let's hope it tastes good. So this is gonna be the first batch. I don't know if they're that even, and I really don't know how they're going to bake. So I'm gonna put these in the oven. This is gonna be like a test batch. We're gonna see. I think it says for about 12 minutes. I'm gonna check the recipe again. But this is the before, and I still have so much dough left over. So I'm gonna tell you guys what to do with the dough afterwards. But we're gonna go ahead and bake these, and once they're done, we're gonna pull them out and finish them. All right, so the cookies are out. This is what they look like. They actually didn't spread like I thought they would. They just stood where they are. I didn't want to bake them too brown because I still want them to be like kind of gooey inside. I didn't want them to be like dried out or anything. But this is how they look. I'm actually not going to bake another batch. I am going to let them cool, and I'm going to move them over to this cooling rack. Quickly, let's just open one up. Ow, I can't even open one up. But this is it, guys. This is how they look right now. They look delicious. Waiting for them to cool, I'll tell you what I did with the extra cookie dough. So I have a lot of cookie dough here. I put it in a Ziploc bag, rolled it up to like a log. What it said that you can do, let me show you like this. What it said that you can do is you don't have to refrigerate it, but it does have eggs in it, so, and butter, so I would definitely refrigerate it. But you can freeze it or you can refrigerate it. It does say that if you refrigerate it, to refrigerate it flat so that you can get even cookies when you decide to bake them. I'm not doing that because I don't even have a cookie cutter. So like when I do decide to bake more cookies, I'll just like let it sit out to room temperature, and then, you know, mix it up a little bit and then make more cookies. I'm gonna make more cookies probably tomorrow or Sunday, but you can do that. And then for the finished cookies, you can put them in an airtight container, so something like what I mixed them in, and you can leave them out overnight. You don't have to refrigerate these, and they are cooked, so it's okay. It might actually be better for them because they'll stay like moist and like, you know, room temperature, not cold. Or you can also bake them and then freeze them in an airtight container or like a Ziploc bag or something. So you can definitely reuse them. You can definitely save it. It is a large cookie batter, so I would definitely recommend making this when you're doing like a big kind of party, or like doing half the batter if it's just for you at home. Let's get a cookie. So I'm gonna take a tiny one because it's hot, and what they did in the recipe is they also put like extra chocolate chip cookies on top and stuff. I didn't want to do that, so let's see. Oh my god, so hot. What a mouthful. Off the bat, I taste the pecans, and I'm so happy I toasted them. Some of them did get a little bit burnt, but taste the pecans, so delicious. I think that next time, I think I want to eat it more when it's cooler, but it is really good. I think next time I want to add maybe like a little spice, maybe some cinnamon. I actually thought about that when I was making it, but I wanted to follow the recipe and see what they did and how it tasted. But I definitely do think I want to add like a little bit of cinnamon next time, just to give it like a little bit of a punch. I think cinnamon works well with chocolates and coconut and all that. So overall, amazing, really good. I probably would bake them a little less also because it does taste a little dry. So I ended up baking them for maybe almost 20 minutes because they were super light. But I don't know if that was because they were kind of thick, like the portions that I put. The undercrust is really nice too, so it's not burnt. If anything, I would either bake them at a lower temperature for longer instead of the temperature I did, which was 350 for the 20 minutes. It said bake for 12 to 15 minutes, and she took them out when they were like almost turning brown. These are a little bit brown, as you guys saw. they're not brown but they're a little bit brown. So I didn't want to take them out too early because I didn't want them to be like undercooked, but I should have took them out like maybe like 3 minutes before I actually took them out. But they're really good. It's been a while since I made cookies, but they are really good. Like I said, I would just add some cinnamon next time just to give it like just a little bit more of a spice. But awesome, really good cookies. So happy with them. I think that my niece is gonna love them. It's been such a long time since I made these, such a long time since I made cookies. I think the last time I made cookies, I made oatmeal chocolate chip cookies too. But these are delicious. I hope you guys love this video. This video took me about probably 3 hours. I started at like 5:30. It's 8:35 right now. So I'm so happy with the food. How the food came out was delicious, and you guys saw how delicious it looked. The cookies came out really good. I mean, they could be a little bit better, a little bit more flavored, not too dry, but that was my test batch because I wasn't sure like how long I should bake them. So now I know for next time, and maybe not do as big of a cookie as I did. But overall, really good. I tasted the pecans and they were freaking delicious. So another lesson that I learned today for this vlog, or whatever you want to call this cooking video, I definitely need a tripod. Like, I tried to order one and I just forgot. I got like distracted with other things. But if I'm gonna do more of these cooking videos, and if you guys want to see more of these cooking videos, leave me a comment down below. I love to cook, you guys. I cook all the time, pretty much every day, and I cook different things. I mean, I cook the same things that I'm used to cooking, but like I cook different things, and I don't mind trying to cook different things. So if you guys have any suggestions, anything that you guys want to see me cook, or see a recipe, if you guys want to share any recipes of your favorite dish, leave it down below. Send me an email, go on my Instagram at beautyxchrissy. If you guys are not following me, and if you guys are not following my channel, please make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Become a CHRISSY CREW member. You know I love you guys. Really appreciate you guys that do watch my videos and support my videos and like my videos. YouTube is just like something that, you know, it's something that I come back to. It's like a love-hate relationship because I never know what I'm gonna record. But I do appreciate all you guys that do end up watching my videos, do interact with me, do subscribe, like my videos. Like, I really do appreciate it. I do have only a small amount of viewers, but I'm so grateful for you guys, and I really do hope you guys like this video. So again, if you guys have not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. Anything else you guys want to see me cook or bake, or like what other videos you guys want to see, I'm open to everything. Thank you guys again, and I will see you guys in my next video.